What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. If you remember before, I'm NeonMushroom. We're playing some Magic the Gathering Online. I know, second day in a row, kind of weird, but we've got a paper stream tonight over on the Twitch channel. If you're watching this within like an hour of it coming out, links in the description. The live stream's at 6:30, the same day that 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the same day that this video comes out. But we have to learn this deck. This is 3-color, technically 4-color if you count the red cards in the sideboard. Terrageddon. What is Terrageddon? It's a deck you've seen on the channel. You can go, I think there's a playlist set up for it now. We've had enough games with it. But we're playing the card Terravore, which is where half of the name comes from. And this is basically the oldest version of Tarmogoyf, and it has Trample. It just has power, toughness equal to the number of lands in all graveyards. And then sometimes we would Oath of Druids into this. This deck is not doing that because we're also playing Meddling Mage as our only blue main deck card. And this is a really high agency, high skill threshold card that allows you to really hose your opponents out of a lot of different game states. We're also playing Anurid Brushhopper, which has some really interesting interactions with cards out of our sideboard, like Cataclysm. We'll talk about that when we get there, if I'm smart enough to set up those plays. And we've got Weathered Wayfarer, stuff you've seen. We're splashing the other colors because Meddling Mage is a house. Red blasts are amazing. Same with Pyroblast. And I don't know, I like the way the deck list looked. And there's a ton of like, not on MTGO, but when I play it in paper, there's going to be a bunch of like one-off Apocalypse / Ice Age Painland. It's going to be really cool. Let's hop into the practice rooms. All right, we found an opponent. We are on the draw. Hate to see it. Although that makes Weathered Wayfarer a little bit better if we find it in our opening hand. Hi, big fan. Good luck and have fun. Thanks, buddy. Have fun. Exclamation point. All right, let's look at this hand. This is a high land count deck. So we have 6 lands plus a swords. Nothing really to do with it. That said, we do just have like 2 wastelands and a treetop village. So we kind of have a plan. I think I might keep this. I don't know if this is correct, but I might try it. Might as well just play 5-color Terrageddon, throw some duress in there. That, if I want to duress in my Terrageddon deck, I'd probably play Abzan. The mana for that sounds like a nightmare. Although it would probably just be the same mana we have now with the Lawnmower Waste in it, right? All right, we're going to keep for science. I don't know if this is correct or not. Swamp Duress, pass to me. Yay. Draw a non-land. Ooh, Sylvan Library is quite good. Really makes me wish that I had a Mox Diamond, but we don't. So we'll just play Treetop Village and we'll ship the turn and hope we don't get Wastelanded. Ooh, Mistress Factory, we can Wasteland, but I don't know if we're going to Wasteland right away. Phyrexian Furnace, very good against us. We have to figure out if they're on like, that's a Mistress Factory, so probably not Contamination Control. Might just be safe to call it Bottomless Pit. I think we really want to get the library into play before it gets duressed, right? So we're going to play this Plains out. We're going to tap 4-2, and we're just going to get the Sylvan Library going. Having the Windswept Heath in our hand makes it very good, so we can like take partial library piles at some point in the game. Though if this is Pit Rack, it's just going to be great to have a way to keep our hand size as high as possible. Little swamp action, tap for 1, get busy. Love to see it. All right, attack for 2, I'll take it. Ouch. All right, passing to me, we got a library. We're going to resolve the library trigger or replacement effect. I think it might be a replacement effect. Yep, use the ability. All right, we have a Weathered Wayfarer. So that is something I'm interested in. This Naturalize is also something I'm interested in. So I want the whole pile. Am I ready to pay 4 life? I think I'm ready to pay exactly 4. So we'll put the Naturalize back on top and then we'll pay 4 to keep the Weathered Wayfarer. I think that's what we want to do because we're going to straight away play a Wasteland. We're going to pop the Wasteland and we're going to kill that factory. Then we'll tap for a white, we'll play the Weathered Wayfarer, and then we're getting Furnace, that's fine. Wayfarer comes in. What's going on? Oh my God, how you doing, baby? And then, yeah, that'll conclude our turn. Library, a really good top deck in this spot. We got a Vendetta hitting the Weathered Wayfarer, which is a bummer. Luckily, we have infinite lands anyway, so it's not a huge deal. If they play like a hippie here, we've got swords to back ourselves up. Furnace, can't stop you, bud. Another Furnace, that's a little creepy. Okay, so our Terravores don't look super hopeful this game. This Treetop Village might be pretty good. Did you see the Monsters Rage in next season's Source Champs promo? What? Rip, huh? All right, we'll use the ability. There's a Terravore. We're actually not interested in that yet, so we're definitely putting that on top. This Naturalize, I don't think so. Not yet anyway. We'll just put the Naturalize back on top as well. You know what? No, let's put the swords back. No, let's put them at Naturalize on top. I think we let them have the furnaces and try to win a completely different way. So we'll put the Naturalize on top as well. And I don't think we want to draw those. So I think we're going to use the Windswept. No, we'll just play Forest. We're okay having the Naturalize floating just in case our opponent finds Bottomless Pit and this is in fact Pit Rack. All right, here we go. Forest. Do we get busy with Treetop? It feels too early, right? I think we should just kind of like hang back, chill out, not attack into open mana. I don't want to get smothered. Maybe try to draw a Meddling Mage and Name Smother would be pretty cool. Although if they have Vendetta, I wonder what the over-under is on them having more Vendettas. Nether Spirit. All right, that's a great Swords to Plowshares target. I'm gonna do it right now. And looks like I'm gonna get my attack in with Treetop Village because our opponent's tapped out, meaning that they need Snuff Out to kill our Treetop Village, which is fine with us if they want to make that exchange. All right, Phyrexian Furnace exiles my thingy in the graveyard. That's fine. I will use my Sylvan Library's ability. Yes, please. What do we see? Another Terravore. You can go right back on top, and you can go right back on top. I'll keep the Naturalize for now. Not super interested in drawing either of those cards, so we're pretty happy to play Windswept Heath to get a shuffle in. We're going to turn this on, and we're going to get busy. Please don't Snuff Out. That would be very mean. Attack. Take 3. Oh, they have Snuff Out. That's fine. That's just one of our Treetop Villages. And it's still exchanged on a 1-for-1 basis, which I'm fine with. There goes the Phyrexian Furnace. That's fine too. We're just going to pass the turn. Before we take our turn, we're going to fetch for sure. I don't think I want either of the cards on top. Terravore seems very bad right now. That Wasteland's a little bit spooky, huh? Maybe we Wasteland. All right, let's fetch. We're going to basic planes on this one, and then we'll untap, and we will use our Sylvan Library. Yep, you got it. My Windswept Heath's gone. Okay, I will use the ability. Another Weathered Wayfarer. I think I might want that. This Yavimaya Coast, not so much. This Tranquil Thicket, not so much. Put on top. And then we're going to go tap, Weathered Wayfarer, Wasteland, and then pass the turn. We'll see what they've got. All right, they didn't have a kill spell for our Weathered Wayfarer there, so that's good. Probably start to rack up ports. Red Eyes, what's going on, baby? We're learning the deck. I already kind of understand how the deck works, but a little freaky. Okay, we're gonna Contagion here. That is okay. It's gone. They're down to 1 in hand, which is great. Now they basically have 3 in hand because there's 2 Phyrexian Furnaces in play, but they're probably not gonna be super eager to let those go. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sacrifice this and I'm actually gonna Wasteland their Wasteland. Then I'm gonna keep holding this Naturalize for a little bit. Phyrexian Furnace, yeah, Wasteland's gone. We see the Tranquil Thicket. We will use the ability. We see a couple of fast land, or not pain lands. I don't think I'm interested in either right now. We'll go on top. And then we'll play Gemstone Mine. And then I think we're just gonna ship the turn. Now, if they ever pop one of these furnaces to draw a card, I am going to Naturalize the other one, just because that turns Terravore into a reasonable threat. Cabal Therapy. I wonder what they name. I'm going to let it go. They name Swords. They do get a Swords. I wonder what their play here is. Do they have a Nether Spirit, maybe? Activate the Furnace? Sure. Nope, they're just passing. All right, well, I will cycle my Tranquil Thicket, and then I will untap and draw a card, and then I'll draw 2 off the library. I would kill for a fetch land here. Not quite. We do find a Treva's Ruins, which makes the Gemstone Cavern a little bit better. I also like the Wasteland. We'll go this on top. Then we will simply play a Yavimaya Coast, and we're going to keep chilling. Those Phyrexian Furnaces are doing infinite work right now. There's a Wasteland. I don't really care about the Wasteland. We've got so many lands, it's not a big deal. Furnace, yeah, you got it, buddy. Pass it to me. Let's do all the things. Library. Ooh, there's an Anurid Brushhopper. Well, that's how we're winning this game. Let's keep one of these. Let's get rid of the Wasteland, put on top. And then, you know, we will pay 4 for this. Then I'm going to go green, play Treva's Ruins, trigger the Ruins, bounce the Forest. Then we'll go white, and I'm going to play Anurid Brushhopper. This is a spooky threat for them right now because they really can't kill it. And I've got the library so I can keep feeding it cards. The Brushhopper, notably just a 1/1, or just a 1 of. It is not a 1/1, it is a 3/4. Quite strong. All right, now they're popping their furnaces, which is awesome because they're probably a little bit panicked. They think, oh, we need to deal with this thing, or we need to present a clock so we can race it. All right, there's a Rishadan Port, that's fine. We've got a Wasteland on top, so that's no big deal. They won't be able to lock us out for very long. Really, they're not locking us out of anything. Our mana's basically perfect. At this point, I think an Armageddon would end the game, depending on what they're playing right now. Contagion. They're giving it 2/-1 counters. Okay, that's fine. I have a 1/2. All right. Would I like to? They can Snuff Out, but I can just like devote all my resources into it. Who cares? I can just play it safe. I'll untap. We'll do the library thing. We will take some cards. Another library, not really useful. We'll just put back the Forest. We'll put back the, you know, this second library does let us look pretty deep. Do we pay 4 and go to 5? I think so, right? Pay 4 life, because it will let us go 1 card deeper depending. No, it won't. We'll look at the top 3. If I draw an extra card, it lets us go 1 card deeper. So no, not really. We'll put them both back on top. We're going to not bother getting busy with the Anurid Brushhopper. we're just going to, before we even play land, I'm actually going to activate this Anurid Brushhopper, pitching, let's say, Gemstone Mine plus Adarkar Wastes. That way, if they want to snuff out, I can just repeat. Okay, that just worked. Do I Wasteland? I think I might. No, I'm going to hold it just in case, because this Naturalize is still pretty good. As a matter of fact, if they activate it, I might just Naturalize the Phyrexian Furnace, because now Terravore is an act. There's no way they have 3 furnaces, right? Yeah, we're going to do this now. Green, white, Naturalize, Furnace. Okay, you got my card. All right, now there's no more furnaces. I have this Brushhopper. What are we doing? 1, 2, 3. Nether Spirit's pretty good. It's like an infinite blocker, but we have more swords in our deck. Tap 2, Diabolic Intent. They're going to search their library for something. I don't get to know what it is yet. That's a little bit spooky. All right, they're passing. We kind of just want to find a Vor here. All right, use the library. I will. No luck, but we'll put back this forest and this library, and then we'll go to combat. We will get busy for 3. And then I think we're maybe big chillin'. I could see wastelanding that port here. It doesn't seem super necessary. No, I'm not even gonna bother. We'll just pass. Nether Spirit's coming back. Tap for 1, Cabal Therapy. Resolves. I do not, in fact, have any non-lands, so that's perfectly fine with us. If I had a swords, I would have just hit the Nether Spirit right now. Contamination. That's going to try to lock us out of the game. Well, it really is just going to lock us out of the game. What's our out to contamination? I don't know that I have one. We'll let it come into play for now. Let's take a look at our main deck to see if we're just wasting time. Does this contamination truly lock us out of the game? No, we're a Mox Diamond deck. We'll be patient. Although I should have cycled that Secluded Steppe in response, huh? All right, untap, take a draw, then draw 2. All right, no luck there. So we'll put back the Sylvan Library and we'll put back the forest, and then we're gonna get busy. They have to sacrifice, so we may as well just make them block. Doesn't really matter. We don't have trample here, unfortunately. Oh, they took it. They have to sacrifice a creature. Couldn't they just stack it so Nether Spirit comes back? That's kind of weird. They should have. They should have blocked, right? Now they're contaminated. Well, no, because next turn they can just return it and their contamination's good to go. All right, we'll untap. Maybe I'm misunderstanding something. Do the Sylvan Library. Diamond. No diamond. Rats. Let's put back all of our non-lands. That way they can't like Cabal Therapy us. And let's go to combat and beat face. And then do we keep playing land? I feel like we can play 1. Yeah, we'll play our forest out and then we'll pass. 1, 2, port. Sure. Wait, can you still use activated abilities of lands? Oh, only if it's tapped for mana. So my port still works. So does my Wasteland. All right, stack your triggers in the right order. Buy back Nether Spirit, sack it. The problem they're going to have is my Anurid Brushhopper still exists. So they need like a second Nether Spirit, it looks like. All right, they're passing. I'm drawing, and I'm drawing some more. Mox Diamond, found one. Let's put back this library. Let's put back this Meddling Mage. Let's go to combat. Let's attack, beat you for 3. Let's play this Mox Diamond, and we'll pitch this forest to it. Now we can cycle the Secluded Steppe. Then we will Wasteland, and we'll just pop the... We'll wait for them to activate it, but we're just going to pop that port. 1, 2, nothing. Port, sure. We'll Wasteland the port. All right, that's good. You're up, opponent. Now I've got a white source, so I can start to cycle the Secluded Steppe. If I find another Mox Diamond, I can cast my my Meddling Mage. And at the end of the day, this Brushhopper's still... Oh, they're getting rid of the contamination. Do they have another one? Oh, they have another contamination. Sure, that makes sense. Mistress Factory, sure. We've got a port, so no sweat there. We're going to cycle this Secluded Steppe. You know, we're actually not going to cycle this Secluded Steppe, right? Because they could kill my... Yeah, they could kill my Brushhopper in response. I'm not interested in that. Okay, let's draw some cards off the library. Ooh, Weathered Wayfarer. Not particularly potent here. Although it can... No, it can't really do anything, can it? Let's put back library plus Meddling Mage. Put on top. Put on top. Let's go to combat and beat for 3. Keep shaking down this Nether Spirit. Activate... Ooh, activate the factory. Okay, go to blocks. I should have played that port first, huh? Would we like to protect our Anurid Brushhopper by pitching Weathered Wayfarer and Secluded Steppe? Only after getting a little deeper into our deck, I think. Let's cycle here, and then let's pitch port plus mage. Does that do anything? Or do I just take out this Mistress Factory? No, this is a play error I had to play around. We're gonna activate this, pitching both of our creatures, actually. Any order. And then we'll go to our next main phase. And I'm going to play a port. That was a big play error on my part. I completely forgot they could activate Mistress Factory. Contamination is such a weird card. Now our Anurid Brushhopper could just die, but we'll see what happens. I think we could have won this game if we played a little bit more carefully, which is exactly why we're doing this. All right, on tap. They don't have the removal, which is great. So trigger the library. I will draw more. Ooh, that's a Terravore. I can't make it happen yet, which is unfortunate. I do like my ports though. So let's go top, draw the port, go to combat, attack for 3. They take. I'll play a Rishadan Port number 2, and I will simply pass the turn. And while they're in their upkeep, I will port. What? No, I don't want to. No. I want to port this Mistress Factory by tapping here. And then I would like to port this swamp by tapping here. Okay, your factory is tapped, I guess. Sack it to the contamination. Is that what we're doing? Okay, they sack the factory. That's fine. Another factory. Good thing I've got these ports. Okay, we're going to get in with the Anurid Brushhopper. If we get lucky, maybe we'll find like another diamond on top, because we'd need that to cast the Terravore. We got a swords. That's quite good. Let's put everything but the swords back on top. Let's go top. Let's go to, can we just win here? No, but we can get rid of the Nether Spirit, right? Let's let them activate that if they want to. Let's just tap for a, oop, can't do that. Gotta tap this for a white because there's a contamination. Swords the Nether Spirit. You got something for this? No? Cool. Go to combat. Try to bring you down to 1 and then stop you in your upkeep. And then we're in my end step, so pass. All right, let's activate Rishadan Port. You know what? Let's let that resolve. All right, we have mana again. Now we can play this Terravore off the top if they don't have another contamination. Although they need to have a lot here. They have to be able to kill my Anurid Brushhopper and keep me off of stuff. I probably should have Rishadan Ported them twice, to be honest, in upkeep. But this feels like a fine spot to be in here. Okay, we win the game. Let's go to sideboard. That was a grinder. That's why I was talking about, I talked earlier before I introed the video for here on Fluorescent Fungus that we don't have time for 2 games today just because this deck is so grindy. What's good here? I think another Naturalize is fine. I think that, not Reprisal, not Rave. Well, Rave Revelation's all right. I don't think this is a Cataclysm matchup. Oop, opponent said GG. GG. No Graveyard Hate, no Xantid Swarms, no Red Blasts. I think it's just these two make the most sense to me. Oh, you know what? No. Phyrexian Furnace, maybe Tormod Script, because that's going to stop their Nether Spirits from doing Nether Spirit-y things. I think Armageddon's still fine. I think Anurid Brushhopper is the only reason I was able to win that game. We're going to be on the draw, so Weathered Wayfarer is still pretty good. Meddling Mage is fine. Really, there's not much I want to take out. Maybe we can only afford the Furnace. Or maybe we don't need the Naturalize because the Rays are so good. We'll try just those 3. And then we will take out, on the draw, I'll cut like a Meddling Mage, maybe 1 Armageddon, and a Call of the Herd since they've got so many mainboard Furnaces. All right, let's go. Anyone just tuning in? We're learning this deck, so if you see a misplay, make sure to call it out. Because I got to play this deck in paper in 6.5 hours for the paper stream for Premodern tonight. This hand's dope, we're keeping. We got a diamond hand that starts off Meddling Mage. I wonder what we would name off the Meddling Mage. We probably wait till the game gets later so we can use like triangulation to figure out what they might have. Go ahead, opponent. All right, they're passing. I think we might just port their swamp on turn 1. Let's go Mox Diamond, cast. Let's pitch Gemstone Mine. Let's play Rishadan Port. We already got a stop set in their upkeep. All right, tap here like this. Continue. A Wasteland hit my port. All right, ports hit. We don't want to play both Weathered Wayfarers because I would prefer not to get contagioned. So what I'll do, another Mox Diamond. What if we went Windswept Heath for a Plains, second Diamond? I wonder how many. I think I'm going to hold my diamonds, actually. I am a little bit scared about the potential of them having multiple copies of Powder Keg in their main board. So let's go Windswept Heath. Let's grab us a Plains. And let's play Meddling Mage, naming Contagion. I think so. Blue, Meddling Mage. Contagion. Boom. Go, do I now play Mox Diamond and Weathered Wayfarer is a big question. Maybe that's okay? Or is that just putting all of my, I'm going to do it. Mox Diamond, pitch Gemstone Mine. We're going crazy, chat. Weathered Wayfarer, go. I can't imagine they bring an Infest in this matchup, so maybe this is safe. Vendetta, my Wayfarer, sure. Innocent Blood, my Meddling Mage, sure. Infinite removal spells, untap draw. Gemstone Mine, we'll actually hold that. We'll just play the Weathered Wayfarer and ship the turn back. I'll take the stop out of their upkeep. We don't need that anymore. Port, sure. Snuff out, you got it. Maybe Meddling Mages are bad here. They've got too many independent removal spells with different names. So I think in game 3, which we might concede too early to give ourselves a chance to finish the game, we might actually play no Meddling Mage. Cycling the Tranquil Thicket, there's an Armageddon. Gemstone Mine, pass. Now that Rishadan Port's gonna mess up my Armageddon plans. And drawing a land makes Armageddon hurt me more to play, but what can you do? Ooh, they're passing to me. Probably port my Plains and my Gemstone Mine. They've got 2 ports. All right, there goes this. There goes this. Take a draw. Swords to Plowshares, goodbye Nether Spirit, pass. Factory, sure. F6. Tap things. Take a draw step. Meddling Mage. What do we name with Meddling Mage? Could be Powder Keg if they have it. Although I haven't seen a Smother. We don't know that they play Smother. Let's say Nether Spirit. White, blue, Meddling Mage, Nether Spirit. And then I will pass the turn. Interesting game here. We're behind on time, which is problematic. Our deck takes a long time to win. Some games we just jam a Terravore and it's good, but our opponent's deck is playing just removal. Mistress Factory, yeah, that's fine. Getting busy is also fine. Now, it feels like if we top deck the land here, we just win on the spot, potentially, because they've only held up one port. Zombie Infestation. Well, now it feels like it's interesting, because now they can get rid of their Nether Spirits, which is unfortunate. I should have remembered that. I know intuitively this deck plays Zombie Infestation to get Nether Spirit into the bin. That was a mistake on my part. Glad I learned that. Draw a Wasteland. Okay. White, 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 Armageddon. Any order. I'm gonna hold this Wasteland because if I draw a Terravore, it could be a quick win. We could attack with this Meddling Mage. I think I might. Yeah, that's a bad name anyway. That was a mistake on my part. They can sneak in a zombie, but I'll take a trade of 2 cards for the Meddling Mage. That's fine with me. All right, go ahead, opponent. Okay, they don't have Nether Spirit, which is great. Swamp, sure. Duress me, it's just a Wasteland. Now they can't even Zombie Infestation. Okay, I like our spot all of a sudden. Untap, draw, Windswept Heath, go to combat, attack, 2, and then we will play the Windswept Heath. I'm not going to expose Wasteland just in case they draw Wasteland, because if they draw like Port / Mistress Factor, I want to be able to Wasteland it. They're passing. We're not going to fetch yet. Sylvan Library is a potential draw. There's a Phyrexian Furnace, kind of like that. Let's go to combat, attack for 2. Maybe they drew another Spirit and discard it here so I can furnace it. No, just Dystopia and Skeletal Scrying. Okay, what's take a trade here. And then we'll go tap for red, Phyrexian Furnace. We'll activate it now, and then we'll pass. The Phyrexian Furnace is a pocket draw, but I like holding it for as long as possible. All right, they've only got 1 in their hand. They're passing back to us. That's great. There's the library. That's amazing. That might be the linchpin of this whole matchup now. Sylvan Library, pass to you. Passing back. End of your turn. Let's exile the bottom. Eat the bottom, as Max likes to say. On tap, take a look at the top 3 cards of my library. Well, that's a Terravore and a Disenchant. I'll lose the Forest. We can't play both. We'll actually lose the Terravore. We'll go Forest on top, followed by Terravore on top. Then we will simply pass the, you know what? We will Disenchant now, actually. I'm very comfortable with this. Disenchant the Zombie Infestation. Making a zombie in response would be crazy. They just pitched 2 cards to the Zombie Infestation. That's fine. They've got a land and a 2/2. And then I will pass the turn. Just a swamp, that's fine. Now we're going to play our Terravore. End step, eat the bottom. Untap, draw off the Sylvan Library. Okay, awesome. Draw 2 more. Very cool. Don't need these 2 cards necessarily. I actually might, no, I'm just going to shuffle them away, right? Yeah, we're going to go put on top, play this, go Hellbent for green, green, whatever. Let's see if we can brick them. I'm not mature enough for you to keep saying eat the bottom. That's fine. We can all be immature together. It'll be okay. All right, now we've got this lethal Terravore. They could have drawn a removal spell for it, but it feels like we're way ahead right now. Like, I think they can kill a couple Terravores and we still win the game eventually. Time's our biggest enemy. Eat the bottom, 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 eat the bottom. Now, looking at math here, if they didn't just draw a removal spell, this Terravore, it actually looks more like a 14/14. Because I can fetch with the Windswept Heath. So that puts them at 1 after I attack if they block. GG's, man. Keep up the great work on YouTube, Twitch. Much love to see you. Thank you. GG's. Well played. All right, we got 1. Also fan on the fan as the opponent, which I'd love to see. That's 1-0. That game took a good 40 minutes. We'll play at least 1 more though. So far, my notes just with 1 game on this deck. If the game goes infinitely long, it feels like you can't lose to anything but like Parallax Replenish. Maybe Enchantress too. All right, we're playing against Soup Smuggler, high with Soup Smuggler, but we're on the draw, which is lame. This is the 2nd game in a row we're on the draw. We did win the last one, but I think that matchup maybe is pretty good for us. This hand has a library. Unfortunately, it's not a turn 1 library, but multiple Wastelands mean we're really good against multicolor decks. Treetop Village with a mana to activate it, Anurid Brushhopper. I think we're in the business of keeping these. Swamp, not again. The Rack, okay. Passing to me. The Rack has no text right now. We'll take a draw step. We'll probably play, do we play Treetop Village? I don't even know if we do. This deck often plays a ton of Wastelands. I'm going to be paranoid and play this Forest. That way I can just like, if we don't get Duress or Cabal Therapied, I can just play my Wasteland, drop my Sylvan Library and forget about it. Because against Mono Black, once it resolves, it's in play. That's just the way it is. Don't Duress me. Skittering Scourge. Excuse you? Okay, we're going to untap and draw. Take nothing to the rack. It's a Gemstone Mine. That's cool. Let's play this Wasteland. Let's go boop, boop. Here's my Sylvan Library. Next turn, we will play Anurid Brushhopper, I think. And then we just need to find a swords for the Skittering Scourge. Purpose-driven life. Hello, are you very proficient with MTGO? I'm fine with MTGO. I can't do all that cool stuff. Like I always see streamers like yield through this turn and stuff. I don't even know what that does. Did you just play Skittering Scourge with the Skittering Scourge in play? Oh no, opponent. That ain't it. That's not how you do that. No, you didn't even attack first. Dude, you gotta read your card, Soup Smuggler. The rack triggers. Okay, I'm gonna use the library. Well, this is a bummer. Activates. That's a Weathered Wayfarer. That's pretty cool. Maybe I used the wrong word. I'm trying to figure out how to decide to use my limited resources for maximum potential wins. Are you real? What color is my shirt? Someone get juice if this person's not real. Yeah. Let's figure this out real quick. I don't know what's going on here, but I know how to handle it. Let's see here. Where's that button? I'll do it myself. Boom. I don't think that's real. I could be wrong. I don't care. All right, we're gonna not pay a billion life, I think. We don't need this Gemstone Mine. We'll put that back on top. This Meddling Mage, I don't even know what to name with it yet, so we'll put that back on top as well. Then I think we're okay dropping Weathered Wayfarer. What if we play Meddling Mage naming like Bottomless Pit though? We can't, we've got a forest in play. Okay, we'll go Gemstone Mine. We will tap it for white. We're gonna play Weathered Wayfarer and see if they can figure that out. Okay, that's it, pass turn. This is me versus the mono black metagame. Combat attack for 3. I can't stop you. No blocks. Don't play a land. I'll profit. Another rack, sure. All right, Migo. All right, 2 racks, nothing matters. All right, I will use the ability. Draw 2 more. Disenchant's cool. We'd really like to find a way to kill the Skittering Scourge. Alternatively, we can just try to get into play. Let's put this on top. We can't cast both. We'll take the Gemstone Mine. We'll play the Gemstone Mine. Gemstone Mine notably has a lot of synergy with Weathered Wayfarer. We'll go to combat. We will attack with our Weathered Wayfarer. If our opponent lets us go to combat, we'll see. Hiya, take 1. And yeah, I think we'll play the Meddling Mage. We just kind of want to name like maybe Chain of Smog, but I think Bottomless Pit makes the most sense. Yeah, Bottomless Pit is what we're going to name. Blue and a white. We don't mind knocking these Gemstone Mines down because we have the Weathered Wayfarer. Here's my Meddling Mage. Bottomless Pit. Okay, and then opponent, you may go. Now we can't quite race yet, but we're not that far off either. All right, there's a land. Now we can use the Weathered Wayfarer. Skittering Scourge getting busy. I'll take, and the Weathered Wayfarer being able to activate means that we can shuffle for our library, our Sylvan Library, which is awesome. Unless they kill it. Chain of Smog, no. Okay, that resolves. I'm gonna discard Wasteland plus Treetop. No, I think Secluded Steppe. Yeah, Treetop plus Secluded Steppe. Any order. We're gonna take 2 between the 2 racks. We will not copy it because I'm not insane. All right, pass to me. Nothing much. We had to. Someone was chatting who seemed a lot like either a fake person or I don't know. We'll take 2 damage here. Bot snuck in here or something. Yeah, I think it was a bot. Either that or their first language wasn't English, but they were trying to like converse in a way that it seemed fishy. Could have just been a troll. Yeah. We'll take the damage. We'll activate, or we'll just use the curse scroll. Wow. Hi, Terravore. That's pretty yummy. How many lands are in graveyards? 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we like a Terravore. I think I'll also pay life to keep the Meddling Mage. No, we'll keep the Disenchant. We'll put that on top. We'll pay 4 life for the Disenchant, right? No, I think we need to get rid of both of them. That Skittering Scourge is dealing us so much damage. Let's add white here. Let's activate the Weathered Wayfarer. We'll get rid of those cards we left on top. Okay. The best way for us to stay behind on mana would actually be to go and get our Treva's Ruins, which I don't hate. We could also grab Port, but I'm not as into that. I think we're actually going to grab the Treva's Ruins. Yeah, we'll pick that up. Then we will tap this Gemstone Mine for a green, and we'll play Treva's Ruins out, and we'll return that Gemstone Mine to our hand, which also gives us more cards in hand. It makes us be able to keep up with the rack. So we'll take the Gemstone Mine back to hand. We'll go green, Terravore. It's a 5/5. 5/5s or 5/5s. I'll go to combat attack for 2. You take, you go to 17. And then we have an actual race now. And then I will simply pass the turn. I have 5, 6, 7, 8 power in play. So if I can get 1 more land into the graveyard, that will be that's a Mishra's Factory. So I can Weathered Wayfarer for a Wasteland, and that'll pump that Terravore up infinitely more. We can't block. Go to end step. All right, it's happening. We'll untap. The racks will deal no damage to us because we have 3 in hand. That's a Naturalize. That's kind of nice. We'll use the ability. We'll draw, Swords to Plowshares. We'll put this on top, followed by this on top. We don't need those. We'll take the swords though. And then we will tap Treva's runes for white. We will activate Weathered Wayfarer. Then we can go grab, I think we don't need to swords. We can just grab, let's say, where's our Wasteland? Wasteland. This will speed up our clock quite a bit. Play the Wasteland, activate it, kill Mishra's Factory, make Terravore huge. Sub with Prime, Jorv. What's up, Shroom? What's going on, baby? Thanks for the Prime sub. Appreciate that. 2 months too. Wow. What a sweetheart. Mwah. Can we kill this Mishra's Factory, please? I really like it if I could attack you for lethal in 2. Go to combat 789. Please don't smother my Terravore. That would blow for me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 9. Go to 8. Okay, opponent. 1 chance at glory. Top deck the out. You know, they may have been able to maybe not win this game, but get really close if they had attacked with that first Skittering Scourge without sacrificing it. Go to combat. Attack me for 3. You'd have to get me to discard my entire hand for those racks to be lethal. So that's like chill. I'm at 6. Someone's sneaking into my studio. Funeral Charm, my Weathered Wayfarer. That's fine. You're still dead on board, dude. Okay, they see it. We're going to game 2. They can't hear you. Someone's sneaking around in my studio. Okay, mono black again. That's kind of weird. This one isn't contamination though. This is actually pit rack. I think if it's pit rack, I'm gonna assume they might actually have the bottomless pit in their deck, even though sometimes they won't anymore. But I will bring in the Ray of Revelation. I think I will bring in Naturalize potentially, and I don't think anything else actually matters. Maybe cut 1 Armageddon, maybe cut 1. I don't know. There's not a lot that I want to cut in this matchup at all. I'm on the draw, so Wayfarer is great. They've got a lot of different, you know, let's cut a Meddling Mage. I don't know how to use it in this matchup. Let's cut it. Ray of Revelation, Naturalize, submit. You go up here, you go over here, then put this back on, and then go away. All right, game 2, let's go, baby. We're on the draw again, obviously, because we won. And when you win, you're on the draw, usually. This hand has Mana Denial, a Terravore, and we're doing nothing fast is my only sweat with this hand. So we might get run under pretty handedly, and we don't have any sideboard cards. That said, this is really well rounded. It makes all of our colors. We've got a port. We're fine on time. Let's give this a try. I have a sneaking suspicion that this might be a trap hand, but I do want to try it. I'm always enjoying the YouTube videos, but it's nice to catch up the live streams for a change. Greetings from Brazil. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate you. Brazil. It's kind of wild how many, Planar Void. That's not good. It's like my 3rd biggest demographic is actually from Brazil, which must mean Brazilians love Premodern, which is awesome. I need to go to Brazil, apparently. Oh, we drew the library naturally. That's pretty yummy. Let's play a forest because Wasteland is a factor. Because we want to just like windmill slam this library and hope everything just stays okay. Is that Planar Void pretty cool? We've got 2 Ray of Revelations in our deck now, which is quite good. Please don't duress me. So far, so good. So far, so good. No duress. It's a good day to be me. I found Ray of Revelation. We're having a good time, children. Rishadan Port, colorless, green. Your worst nightmare as a pit rack player, Sylvan Library, past turn. Funeral Charm me? I have to discard a card. Let's get rid of... Ooh, this is a trigger too. So if they ever make me discard this, I can flash it back with the Planar Void trigger on the stack. That's not where we're at now, so I'll pitch the Secluded Steppe. Okay, it's gone. You go. Got another Funeral Charm? They do. All right, well, this one forces me to pitch maybe Terravore? Nah, I've got a streamlined way to do the thing with it. I'm gonna put Wasteland away. Okay, continue. Sylvan Library is great. There's a hippie. That's not great for us. However, we still have this library, right? There's a Call of the Herd. That is great for us. We will use the library's ability. Unfortunately, no action for the hippie, but it might be okay. I think I need to pay 4 life here. So I will keep Call of the Herd on top, and I will pay 4 life for this just to keep my hand size healthy. Then we're going to go Gemstone Mine. We are going to white. We are going to colorless. We are going to Ray of Revelation, the Planar Void. And now we have a Ray of Revelation in our graveyard, which will be potentially good in the future. As far as this Hypnotic Spectre goes, a little spooked. We need to draw out of it quick. There's a lot of Premodern and Pauper players here. I remember that Mike talked about the Pauper community over here a few streams back. Yeah, it seems like you guys really enjoyed like the non-contemporary Magic, which means you're my people. I also really love like Pauper, Premodern, you know, non-contemporary, non-modern standard Magic. Don't get me wrong, I play all the formats, but I love the P formats. They hit us with Hippie. We lost a Ray of Revelation, which is like pretty chill. Also this Duress misses, which is pretty chill. I'm pretty chill with all these things. And that Ray of Revelation in the bin means they'll never be able to resolve a bottomless pit. We don't care about most things. This Chain of Smog sucks. We're gonna pitch Forest, Anurid Brushhopper, I think. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Forest, Anurid Brushhopper. Any order. There's no rack in place, so that's okay. I do not wish to copy the effect. Let me go to my turn, untap, trigger the library. I want it. We got a swords, that'll take care of the hippie. I think we're just gonna keep the swords. We'll go top, and then we'll go white, swords, the hippie. Stop in your upkeep, because I'm gonna port ya. Opponent, I would like for your hippie to disappear, please. This deck feels good. Maybe this is what I play at the Premodern bi-weekly this weekend. If I do, I'll make sure to give you guys a tournament report. Okay, port time. Get out of here. Small country in the... I'm just gonna have to Google it. I'm so geographically challenged. I find that's a very American thing. Our country is like really obviously huge. So like, I barely know anything. I know how Canada's set up and how South America's set up, and that is it. I should really educate myself on that, become a little bit more smart. All right, well, untap. We've got this call, the herd, but this thing is a clock, so we need to find a way out of this as well now. That doesn't do it, but that Terravore is pretty good. The Mox Diamond I can't even do anything with right now. I can cast the Terravore and it'll become a 2/2. I think that's pretty good. The Terrageddon shell is strong regardless of the supporting cards. I agree with that, yeah. I like feeling smart, even though I'm not. Blue makes me feel smart, so Meddling Mage makes me feel like I'm doing something. Even if this isn't the best version of the deck, I just like this version of the deck, if that makes sense. I think I have to pay life. I don't want to. Maybe I don't have to. Maybe I can just like drop a Terravore. Maybe I just drop a Call of the Herd, to be honest. No, it has to be a Terravore because I've only got 2 green for 1 more turn. And it will be a 3/3 because I'm going to lose the Gemstone Mine. So let's go top, let's go top, let's go Terravore for a green, and a green. I have a 3/3. Do you have the removal spell? Oh, it's a 2/2. Why did I think it was going to be a 3/3? Who knows? But now we need to find very quickly some lands. Before land tax was banned, there was a 4/5 color version with Mage and Scroll Rack, which was super sick. That sounds amazing. If there's one card I wanted to play back when land tax was legal, it would have been Parfait. The Scroll Rack Parfait deck. I wanted to play that so bad. I watched Sam Black play that deck and it was so cool. Planar Void's neat. It's too late. Our opponent's hellbent, so I'm starting to feel pretty good about our position. Okay, I'll take 3. Their clock's faster. We'll untap. We're going to draw that card we knows on top. Then we're going to activate the library. Land? No land. Very tough. Well, we can't pay infinite life because it hurts to do that. So I wonder if we're supposed to... No, we'll just take 1 card. We need to stay alive for as long as we can. We'll go top. We'll go top. We're going to port them in their upkeep. We're going to go to combat. No, are we going to port them in their upkeep? Yeah, we don't need to Ray of Revelation that Planar Void right now, right? We're just porting them, dude. What costs 4 in this deck? Nothing. No, I'm actually not going to bother. I'm just going to pass. We really just need to draw like 1 white source plus swords or get these Call of the Herds in play. That Mistress Factory is a little scary though. They're going to go to combat for 3. We're on a 4-turn clock. Ouch. All right, go to end step. Let's go Ray of Revelation, the Planar Void on tap. All right, we will use the ability. All right, we found a Treetop Village. That's like not nothing. We could actually we can't pay any life here. This is a bummer. We could get the Treetop Village in the graveyard by pitching it to the diamond, but to do that this turn, we'd have to drop down to 4, which increases our opponent's clock by a full turn. And I don't think it makes our clock fast enough. Although the diamond would make it so Swords to Plowshares is an out. So maybe that's what we have to do. Maybe we have to accept a 2-turn clock and really be hopeful. I think so, right? Make the Terravore a 3/3. We could actually just cast the other Terravore. Slightly better than Call of the Herd. Or we could... No, we'll leave the Terravore on top, take these 2. Yeah, we'll go top here, pay 4 here, not into that, just so if anyone's wondering. We'll play Mox Diamond, cast it. When it comes into play, we'll pitch Treetop. Terravore will get a tick bigger, and then we will go to combat. We'll beat for 3. Beat. We need to find swords like yesterday. And then we're going to play Call of the Herd. Also a removal spell from our opponent kills us, but they're hellbent. Call of the Herd, pass the turn. All right, opponent, do your worst. The rack. Okay, nice top deck. We got a game 3, but I'm on the play. Do I want to change anything? No, I don't think so. I think we're pretty cool with the way our deck's set up here. Yeah, right? Right, yeah, I think this is fine. We'll submit. All right, we're on the play. Open our hand, looks like a turn. Nothing. No libraries, that's a little bit sad. We can get Sylvan Safekeeper into play aggressively, which is kind of nice. We can follow up with Call of the Herd. We can try to aggro our opponent out. I think we're going to try to. We'll go Diamond, Pitch Thicket, Adarkar Wastes, Sylvan Safekeeper. Yeah, Diamond, Pitch Thicket, Adarkar Wastes, tap for green, Sylvan Safekeeper, go. We probably on the play should have cut we actually probably should have cut a Weathered Wayfarer. I think that would have been okay. Duress me. Well, they're probably going to take the Disenchant. I guess they could take the Call of the Herd. That'd be a little weird though. Yeah, they take the Disenchant. All right, pass to me, untap, draw. Plains, that's pretty good. I don't mind them knowing that I have a Gemstone Mine. Plains, Call of the Herd. Tap for colorless green. Go to combat, attack for 1. We're the beatdown deck today. Go ahead, opponent. Rack, I'm dead. Skittering Scourge, sure. I'll attack right into it. Draw, it's a Wasteland, that doesn't do anything. Here's a Gemstone Mine. Go to combat, attack for 3. Take the trade. Main phase 2, cast Call of the Herd, tapping for whatever, and green. And pass. Obviously, Sylvan Library would be just such an insane top deck. Dystopia, beginning each player's upkeep, that player sacrifices a green or white permanent of their choice. That's not great. All right, on tap, trigger Dystopia, sacrifice Sylvan Safekeeper. Draw Wasteland. It's going poorly, chat. Attack for 3. Pass turn. All right, how do we dig out of this? It's really just Library. I wonder if in these mono black matchups, you're supposed to mulligan to Library. It seems like Duress shuts that down pretty hard. This is peak Magic. I'm enjoying myself. I'm enjoying myself quite a bit. Duress, you missed, luckily for me. Please don't have a Scourge. Shit, why did I will that into existence? Elephants for the win. These elephants are about to die to this Dystopia. All right, on tap, Dystopia triggers. I lose my 1 green permanent, take a draw. It's Weathered Wayfarer. I won't play it because that Dystopia is in play, but I'll play this land and I'll pass. All right, are you keeping the Dystopia? They are. That's kind of crazy to me. Maybe they have a Chain of Smog. If they have a Chain of Smog, it makes even less sense to keep the Dystopia. That doesn't make any sense at all. Funeral Charm resolves. I will pitch Wasteland. Mishra's Factory, sure. The rack, that is bad news bears. Attack for 3. I take 3. And then on my upkeep, I'll take 2 to the rack. Very spooky. Okay. I'm at 15. There's a Naturalize. That's actually pretty sick. We're just gonna pass. I ain't playing into shit. You keeping that Dystopia? Probably not, right? Oh my God, they're keeping the Dystopia. That's honestly, I'll take the clock. They're dying faster than we are. Activate Factory. We're gonna Wasteland it, dude. I'll even wait for you to declare it as an attacker. Okay, Wasteland, sack it, kill. I'll take the 3. All right, untap, trigger the rack. I'll take 1. I have no green permanents to sacrifice. Another Wayfarer. Now we're not dying to the rack, so we just need to find an out to Skittering Scourge. I'm gonna hold this Naturalize. If they want to keep bleeding out to the Dystopia, that's their prerogative. Like, paying the 3 last turn didn't make sense, because if to get me to sacrifice a white permanent, they'd have to pay again. All right, I'll take 3. We're on a 4-turn clock right now. We got a lot of top decks. All right, pass to me. I'll untap and draw. Nothing to the rack. Windswept Heath. Not exactly where I want to be. Could you say Wayfarer is a second CA engine, card advantage engine in the deck after the Library? It is. It also shuffles for the Library, so there's a lot of synergy there. I'm gonna play this Wayfarer. They're down to 2 in hand, and that leaves me with 3 in hand, so I can like survive still through the rack. They can't play another creature with the Skittering Scourge in play, so we just need to find an out to the Skittering Scourge. That's a planar void. It doesn't hurt the lands that are already in graveyard, so that's fine. They attack for 3. I'll take 3. All right, 2 more turns before I have to find an out here. Smother? No, I needed that. So what I could have done with that Weathered Wayfarer, right, is I could have activated it because they have more lands, searched my library for a cycling land, and converted it into card advantage. But that is not the world we live in. So now we have 2 more blind draws to get out of this. Terravore, how big are you, a 4/4? We can just like play it and hope to get lucky next turn. Feels like what we have to do, right? It's either that or like play Weathered Wayfarer and try to get lucky in a whole different way. Maybe that's what we need to do. Yeah, we'll play the Weathered Wayfarer. That way it gives me, if it doesn't die, it gives me 1 more draw step because I can go get my Secluded Steppe. So this technically digs me the maximum amount of cards to find the answer to Skittering Scourge. We haven't seen a single swords. Take 3. Ouch. Do you have Core Haven or whatever that Maze of Ith type card is? I don't have that in this deck. I could see this deck playing it easily. A second planar void, who cares? All right, it looks like I'm getting to keep my Wayfarer. So I'll untap, the rack deals a damage. That's not gonna do it. So here we go, activate the Wayfarer. Paying a white. We're gonna grab a, I hate this. We're gonna grab a Secluded Steppe, right? Yeah, Secluded Steppe. Then we will tap for a white and cycle. Planar Void exiles it. Come on, 1 time. No, we did try. We're super dead here. The attack's good enough. 1/1. All right, I feel like at least getting some reps with the deck. Now I feel a little bit more confident with my ability to pilot it. I think moving forward, I'll change how I sideboard versus mono black decks. But there's a few different variants, so we'll have to look into it. Hey, a little hour, 15-minute stream to warm you up. Remember, in about 6 hours, we've got the paper stream coming up. If you're watching this on Fluorescent, thank you so much for watching. And as always, I'll see you next time. Don't forget to go check out the paper stream if you're watching this like an hour after upload.